Hello everyone. In this video, I like to cover the major macroeconomic news that has occurred in the past week in the EMEA and Americas region. So first, I'd like to start off with the EMEA region. So I'd like to talk about the Swedish central bank and its decision to increase interest rates by 0.75 percentage points. So they decided to increase interest rates in order to combat high inflation, which is currently at 9%. And inflation is high despite a fall in house prices um, by 14%. So what the central bank expects the outcome to be of this from this interest rate hike is that it will increase the cost of borrowing and reduce disposable income, and this will limit the growth in consumer spending. Next, I'd like to talk about the ongoing talks between Saudi Arabia and Turkey and how Saudi Arabia are planning to deposit around $5 billion into Turkey's central bank. So what this would do is it would shore up Ankara's foreign currency reserves, and it would also repair relations between both the nations. Moreover, it will also provide Turkey some financial breathing room at a time of high energy prices, and they're facing increasing pressure because of these prices. Furthermore, there's a continued currency crisis in Turkey, and this has basically forced Erdogan to form relations with Riyadh and other powers in the Middle East, such as Israel. So, what Erdogan aims to do by forming relations with these powers uh, in the Middle East, he aims to attract foreign investment, and this is after Western investors took advantage of the Turkish capital markets, and they took advantage of the Turkish capital markets over Erdogan's unconventional policy of keeping interest rates low despite high inflation, which is currently at 85%. Lastly, in the EMEA region, I'd like to talk about the trade deal between UAE and India. So, through this trade deal, they are planning to develop a trading mechanism that will encourage bilateral relations between the two partners. So, this trade deal will allow businesses to trade in local currencies, and what this mechanism will do is it will allow a percentage of trade to be covered through dirham rupee transactions. So, the aim of this trade deal is to ease the ability to do business and not have trade using a third currency. Moreover, it can also revolutionize the field of fintech as it will reduce the cost of transactions. So, UAE and India have already signed a free trade agreement earlier this year and hope to see 100 billion bilateral trade in the next 5 years. I would now like to move on to the Americas region. So first, I'd like to talk about the economic situation in U.S. and how most Federal Reserve officials have backed slow rate rises soon. So the Federal Reserve in this past month have increased the interest rates for the fourth time in a row by zero point 0.7 percentage points, and the aim of this interest rate hike was to moderate economic activity and control inflation. So since the economy has now cooled down, um, and high interest rates have diminished consumer and business confidence. A substantial majority of Federal Reserve officials have supported slowing down the pace of interest rate rises. So most officials are prepared to keep the interest rates at a restrictive level, and they're prepared to do this while they assess progress towards its goals of stability in prices and maximum employment. Thank you for watching this brief summary video of what's been going on in the EMEA and Americas region in this past week. Please do follow our social media pages as shown above on the screen and hope to see you next week.